Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi
पुण्यवादी पश्चादेशे तारिणी
Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Vancha kalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Shri Sri Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra Mai, Gita Chaitanya, Vamandev, Anadi ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So we are actually reading a very nice verse today. We'll move to the next slide, Prabhu. And chapter 2, which is Gita summarized. In fact, chapter 2 and chapter 18 are like the complete summary chapters. And in between you have the details. And we are today in text 11. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Asocyan Anvasocastvam Pragyavadamscha Bhasase Gatasun Agatavsumscha Nanusochanti Panditaha. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Asocyan Anvasocastvam Pragyavadamscha Bhasase Gatasun Agatavsumscha Nanusochanti Panditaha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, while speaking learned words, "You are mourning for what is not worthy of grief. Those who wise lament neither for the living nor for the dead." It's a pretty interesting verse actually today, what we are seeing. So like we have been seeing that Arjuna has taken the position of a disciple, and Krishna has taken the position of a spiritual master, right? Here says that Sisyaste ham sadhi mam tvam prapannam. I become your disciple, now you shall instruct and I shall follow. And then Krishna is speaking to him. So like you say, teacher, now you can correct me. And then the teacher corrects you, and he's saying, wow, you are talking like a pandita, but you're not a pandita. You're speaking simply nonsense. You are speaking learned words, but you are speaking nonsense. What was Srila Prabhupada in this purport? I'm sure all you devotees are taking time out and reading the purport. We have a very small time, so we don't read the purport, but do take our time to read the purport of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada writes that what Arjuna spoke was very, very natural. But Prabhupada says that he was speaking more on he was saying giving importance to that more than individual religious principles should be followed. So from a general standpoint, he was speaking something very learned. In fact, when we read chapter 1, we more or less, if someone is reading, many people just don't read chapter 1. They think that there's nothing, I should go to second chapter and I shall become a knowledgeable jnani. But those who read chapter 1, they try to skip it. But if you read and you understand, you will actually try to, you will feel that, oh, Arjuna is speaking just like me, right? And very valid points when he's giving all those reasons, some very, very valid points he's speaking. Wow, he has nailed it. But then Krishna is just speaking the opposite. Krishna is saying, hello, you're speaking like a fool. Because the teacher speaks it from a perspective which the student usually misses it out. And why is he saying this? He's saying that whatever you're speaking, you're speaking everything without any substance. There is no substance in what you're speaking, because you're speaking on a platform which you should have risen up already. You don't even know the basics, for which Krishna will start speaking gradually. So he's saying that the learned words, he gave more importance, right? He said that religious principles should be followed, etc. But above religiosity, right? We have a world now where people are trying to show that they are religious also, even the present day world. Whenever people come up to it, they start thinking religious principles is the most important thing. But if you give it a thought, above religious principles, maybe Prabhu can stop the screen, yes. Above the religious principles is actually spirituality. And spirituality starts there. Spirituality starts with the notion that I'm a spirit soul. I'm not the body. Because even in religious principles, you are with the idea of that you are a body. And Krishna is saying you're speaking something on a bodily platform, which is very, very naive. Don't talk as if you're a jnani and you're giving some thesis for PhD or something. In fact, almost the same variety, a different flavor of that happened when our founder Acharya, Bhaktivedanta Swami, he went and met his spiritual master, and his spiritual master, when he met Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, in fact, nowadays, if you go to Kolkata, please go and visit that Ultadanga, which is already just taken up a month back by us. Very nicely, they have put a place where actually Bhaktivedanta Swami met Bhaktisiddhanta Swami. So he said the same thing. He said, you're talking like a learned man, but this is not worthy of it. Because what Bhaktivedanta Swami actually spoke, that time not a Swami, that time a Abhay Babu, Abhay, a student, or Abhay, a Grihastha, spoke was, he said, I would like to fight for my country. First, independence has to be taken up, and then we can do this. And Bhaktisiddhanta spoke exactly the same, what Krishna spoke. So you see, all the spiritual masters, they speak almost the same thing. They just try to pull you out from your bodily concept of life. It was either a small body, it could be your family, it could be your society, it could be your country, but you come out of it. You move up from religious to spiritual. You start thinking that you are a spiritual soul. You start understanding that concept. And that's where the difference comes up. That's why a spiritual master is required. Because sometimes when we are in the swamp and we are trying to beat out, we don't even know how to come out of the swamp. At that time, a person who is out of the swamp can pull us out. And that is where a spiritual master comes. Spiritual master means he is Jnaninas Tattva Darshinaha. He knows the knowledge. What knowledge? Not this knowledge about body. He knows the knowledge about the spirit soul. And Krishna will prove how he knows the knowledge about spirit soul. He's just going to gaga about it. So similarly, when we are also speaking, we should think before what we speak. And how will we speak something better? When we have filled ourselves with something better. You only speak whatever you have heard. And that's why Shravanam becomes a very, very important tool for improving our understanding of spiritual life. A very nice anecdote I was just hearing from Gauranga Prabhu yesterday. Someone sent me a small YouTube short, but I thought it's very relevant, so I'll just share that. War is going on now, right? All this people every day. Now the focus is changed to this fight between Russia and Ukraine, and almost all the conversations of people, etc., are on these. So once again, this concept of fight is also on the platform of my place, your place. Nothing different than a dog. My area, your area. May hurt people, but that's it. Just that's it. It's my area, it's your area. But the essential point was, he was saying that one of these times, these are all fight between communists, capitalists, and etc. And that was also happened earlier. It so happened one time during East Germany and West Germany. I don't know how many of you have known that maybe the newbies would not know, the oldies will know that when we were small, there was 2 different countries. Now they are 1 country. And one day, one of these, I think the East Germany people, they took all the garbage they had at their end and they put it on the West Germany side. There was one wall which was separating them both. They put all the garbage the other side. And what did the other people do? They found out, they got some very nice fruit, fresh fruit and vegetables, and they put that back. And they put a placard saying, "You give what you have." You understand that? So that means you only speak, you give what you have. That means whatever you know, only that you give. Similarly, that is what Krishna is saying. Krishna is saying, you're only speaking what you know. And he's speaking like a fool because you don't understand what is there. And what you don't understand, you don't understand that you're a spirit soul. And that's our point also. Our point is we are all like that, throwing garbage out. It's like garbage in, garbage out. So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always says, Gramya Bhasa Sunibena. He says, don't get together and just hear Gramya Bhasa. What is Gramya Bhasa? He says that Gramya Bhasha means always talking about something nonsense which is on the bodily platform of life. Rather start utilizing your time to hear more about spiritual things. Hear from bona fide parampara. Hear from a person who can improve your consciousness, not who will pull down your consciousness. Hear something which will improve your consciousness. Like morning, we are sitting together, we are chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Why are we chanting this? This is our touch with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which is actually pulling our consciousness up. Similarly, listen to Srila Prabhupada, pull your consciousness up. Listen to devotees, pull your consciousness up. Anyone who is pulling down your consciousness, pulling you towards your bodily concept of life, just stay 30 meters away. Say it's Corona. I need to maintain social distance. No more distance. So social distance from people who are body conscious, and close contact with those who are spiritual conscious. Right? Hare Krishna. We shall stop here because it's already 15 minutes and something for you all to think about it. If you all have any questions or comments, or I can